This next chapter is called Extracurriculars, because 2020 wasn't all doom and gloom. You know, I reconnected with songwriting. This is actually the first time that I've played a set of original songs in over 25 years. So that's an accomplishment for me. And that wouldn't have happened without 2020. There's binge watching and bread making and games and puzzles. Did anyone get like a really crazy hobby during 2020?
Pasta making.
Pasta making. Rob Robbins had pasta making. For that response, you get a free t-shirt. My eldest daughter, Zara, who's here tonight, and I apologize, Zara, for any emotional damage like now or in the future that I'm causing you, but it's probably not as bad as that. But Zara has an Instagram business called Rosebud Thrifting, and over the pandemic, she reached over 21,000 followers, and she does all thrifted clothes. She doesn't wear anything but thrifted clothes. She has a sustainable outlook on life, and her generation, and she in particular, are probably going to save the world. So those are real heroes. My wife Kelly and my other child Aria both have 2 dollhouse projects going on in our house, and they're both at different scales. So we got a 1/12 in the dining room and a 1 to 10 in the living room. And so there's tiny little furniture and banisters and X-Acto blades and miter saws all over our house. I don't know if you guys saw the movie Hereditary, but it looks a lot like that. And I think I'm okay with it as long as I don't like find a little me in the attic without a head. I think we'll be okay. But my hobby is and always has been guitars, and 2020 was a awfully good year for guitars and guitar makers because a lot of people discovered that hobby and a lot of people just spend money on it, which is awesome. It's also the year that Bill Walker, who owns South Austin Music right there, was able to buy his building, and so now South Austin Music is going to be there as long as he keeps his cape on, and that is a major accomplishment. But I've got guitars that have been with me since high school. I've got guitars that I've toured around the country with. I've got guitars that were made in a factory that I got to design. I've got a lot of guitars, and this guitar, this is a 62 Strat reissue, and I bought it the week that I came to Austin at a place called Ray Henning's Heart of Texas Music. It was down the street from here, and it's the same place where Stevie Ray Vaughan bought his #1 guitar, which was an actual 62 neck with a 59 body. But that was another thing that I checked off my list. And now, exactly where Ray Henning stood is the parking lot for Alamo Drafthouse South Lamar, which was the first project I did under my own stamp. So it's bittersweet, but every time I go in that parking lot, I try to park in the exact spot where I bought that guitar. But since then, every guitar that I bought, sold, traded, borrowed for an extended period of time was at South Austin Music. And I always had a dream guitar that Bill knew about and was on the lookout for, and that was like a late 50s Telecaster, a white Telecaster. It was the same guitar that Jeff Beck gifted to Jimmy Page before he left the Yardbirds, and it was the guitar that Jimmy Page recorded Led Zeppelin 1 on, and then also recorded the guitar solo to Stairway Heaven on that guitar. And you know, it's a rarity, and Bill over the years got close, but it wasn't the exact thing. But I have a longtime client and dear friend, Evan Boyles, who's here tonight. One of my awesome projects was also their house and his studio. And I was telling Evan this story in October of 2020, and he said, "I've got your dream guitar. It's in a case in my closet, and I haven't picked it up in years." And the next time I saw him, he handed me that tweed case with that guitar in it, and you know, it's a dream, and it plays awesome, and I will I will nurture and be nurtured by that guitar until either Evan or Astral Eric Johnson tells me, it's time to move on and it's got a new home. But it did inspire a song about the joy of inspiration, and the name of that song is New Guitar. New guitar, a glance across the room led me straight to you. The fates already knew that once I grabbed a hold, I couldn't let go. So on with the show. New guitar, you feel like an affair, wanna take you everywhere. Let the stalkers stare, they can whisper till they're bored. I found what I want, I don't want any more. I found what I want. But old guitar, nothing compares to you. Anticipate my moves, push me to improve. I am better by your side. It's been a hell of a ride. This isn't goodbye, but old guitar, sometimes a little break is exactly what it takes to shake this thing awake. I may be damned whichever way. Do I follow the road, or is it better to stay? I got what I want, I shouldn't throw it away. Sorry, when I wrote this song, it was there's a lot, and I posted the demos on Facebook, but it was a big production, and then at that point it just breaks down to the guitar and a cowbell, and then there's another guitar, but I didn't bring a cowbell. Does anybody have a cowbell?
I always have a cowbell.
Oh, excellent. Mark Hallman has a cowbell.
I carry it all the time.
Okay, can you do 4/4?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And then it's that little guitar riff, and then a cowbell, and then above it are these kind of little Stonesy riffs But I can't do that at the same time. And when Evan handed me that guitar, I did actually say to him, one day I'm gonna make you get up on stage and play that guitar. So today's the day. So. Mark Hallman has been my friend since I lived in Houston, and he's produced all of the records I ever really did. Mark Hallman produced, and he is a blessing to Austin. So let's and Evan, if you have ever seen a neon sign in Austin, as long as it's not a shitty one, Evan did it. So this counts as a band, right? Yeah. Is a song about guitars. It's not about marriages or dead-end jobs or some midlife crisis woes. I had two of those down and drag up the nose. But guitars every now and again are like a breath of fresh air. Remember when breath without fear was a thing? Now that's all I can think, so it's all I can sing. And nobody knows what the future will bring. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Thank you. That was the first time I played with people since 2019.